Good morning and welcome back to another episode or Saturday edition of Bears Film Room. I'm Dave, joined as always by Ficky. We both cover the Bears for sportsmockery.com. Before we dive into the show, I've got my coffee like usual. Fick, I think you have yours as well. This time, though, it's a little bit different. We actually switched things up. I've been drinking Even Coffee Blend. It's a little bit different. The K-Cups here. It's a Chicago-based coffee shop, actually. And it's basically a high quality roast. Right now, I think we're trying the medium light roast. It's like Mandarin creamy honeysuckle.
It's a good one.
And it's really, really good. The cool part is it's a Chicago-based shop that we actually partnered with that we wanted to start the show off with. And every portion or every bag that's sold, it helps access therapy and get real mental health support to the Chicagoland area. So it's a great cause. It's in Chicago. And of course, BFR has partnered with them. So if you want to try, if you want to walk over, go over to them, or just order the K-Cups, which are amazing, you can use code BFR for $5 off. But like always on our Saturday morning, I know we love coffee. I know we love to talk about it. So super, super pumped to be able to partner with them. An amazing company. Check it out. We'll have I think we have the link in the show, and then we'll show the website where you can exclusively order it and get that off. So, but again, I have my coffee Fick. It's the bye week, a little bit different vibes than I would say typical bye weeks that Bears fans have come accustomed to.
For sure.
And we're 2-2, so I think the vibes are really, really high. We have a lot to get to. Couple trade options. I've seen a lot flying around just throughout the Chicago sports like rumor mill when it comes to the Bears. A lot of moves that they could potentially make. I'm not sure if they're going to make one during the bye week, but some of these are very, very interesting that we're going to get to as some of the reporters are actually pretty credible in regards to what the Bears might be sniffing around. So before we hop into it, Fick, how you doing this morning? I know you got your coffee, but how's the week been treating you?
It's been good, man. It's a nice, easy week. It's always good having a win, and then you don't have to be stressed out this weekend. Luckily, both of my, IU Hoosiers are on a bye, Bears are on a bye, so there's nothing this weekend that can cause my heart to palpitate out of its chest. So really, it's just going to be watching some good football. I know there's some prospects I'll have my eyes on, and we can maybe talk about that later on. But, it's just a great weekend to not get stressed out, to not have your team put you through the ringer. So I'm in a good mood today.
No, I kind of miss it, but you're 100% right. Like I said, it's bittersweet and the Bears aren't playing. I think tomorrow just being able to enjoy a stress-free day of football and just be able to watch around the league is always fun. But I am excited for that Monday night matchup. You get the Commanders again. I do hope Jaden Daniels is there. I want them kind of at full strength just so we can beat them.
I think they said he's playing this week, so I'm assuming he would be playing against us.
Exactly. So I'm pretty stoked about it. But again, we have Even Coffee this morning. Super, super pumped. We've been really, really excited about this partnership. You can see their logo here in the bottom right of if you're watching on YouTube as well. We're gonna have that up there throughout the remainder of the season. So check them out again. But let's hop right into this one.
Dave, before we do, I totally forgot to mention. There's some questions here. There's Amani YouTube said, any Cubs fans in here? Yes, Dave and I are both Cubs fans. I totally forgot. They do play the Brewers game 1 today. So there is something that will stress me out. So I totally forgot about that.
That's true. I'm not stressed out because I feel like we're getting free baseball, honestly. I didn't know if they're going to beat the Padres, and I shouldn't
they
say
almost
that.
Didn't.
That's what I was nervous about. But
Keller
now it's
came in there and about blew it away. But yeah.
Brewers, Cubs. It doesn't get much better than that. I hope it's a fun series. 108. That's why we're going live a little earlier. Just kidding. We always go live on Saturday mornings in the morning. But I'm really stoked about it. I think it's fun. I love the narrations that we've been getting from the Chicago Cubs media. We had Anthony Rizzo for the wild card series. Now we got Dexter Fowler. I'm not sure if you saw it on the Cubs.
Yeah, I did. I saw
website.
And then Jake Arrieta and Ryan Dempster were at the games for the wild cards. So that was cool to see as well.
I love Arrieta. He said, I'm more nervous in the stands than I was as a player. And I'm like, see?
Yeah, you get it.
That's how we feel. Obviously Bears and Cubs fans here. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited about the Cubs. If you guys have any questions too, this is going to be kind of a mixture pod. It's the bye week. We wanted to answer some of your guys' questions. You guys sent quite a few on Twitter already. So if you're on YouTube, send them in. We'll get them starred and we'll answer them kind of a little bit later in the show. Before we hop into those questions, though, we do have kind of a couple reports. The first one is a insider believes Chicago Bears have a shot at Jeffrey Simmons, the star defensive lineman out of Tennessee. It's very, very interesting. So obviously, Matt Veradum of Sports Illustrated believes that there's a possibility the Bears could kind of look into this. With depending on the price tag, it would be steep, but he believes it would be worth it. So the proposed trade was a second-round pick to the Titans for defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. The Bears are all in with Caleb Williams and Coach Ben Johnson. There's no turning back, so that they might as well make a splash move like this one. The arrival of Simmons would immediately improve the Bears' defense, which needs pass rushers, of course, and run stoppers. That second part, run stopper, I think we're giving up 160 something yards a game.
Well, we gave up 180 plus to Genty alone last year, but
it's really disgusting.
Run defense in the past 2 seasons has been horrible. Last year, week 1 through 5, I think when Billings was healthy, it was a pretty formidable group. Once Billings went out, ever since, even though Billings has been back, ever since then, we have been a horrible run defending team. So yes, your point is very valid. We have not been good against the run at all, which has been kind of sad. Yeah.
No. Well, Simmons excels in both. That's really good. Pass rush and run stopping. So he could form a dominant duo with edge rusher Montez Sweat, which I think Sweat does still need some help. A little disappointed how he's been playing as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But for years, the Bears defense has done the heavy lifting. Now that the offense is showing signs of improvement, I think that's an understatement. I think the offense is really, really strong in a lot of areas. Of course, they didn't score off turnovers like they wanted to last week.
Yeah.
But I would say the first 3 weeks of the season, they just continued to get better. And this one was more of like a gutsy, grinded out road win. So, but now let's see here. The defense has regressed, but that's due to injury, in my opinion, especially with, Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. And then, of course, TJ Edwards being out as well. So Simmons can help balance out Chicago's problems. So here's Simmons, a little bit more details. He's had at least 5 sacks in every season since 2021, which is really good for an interior pass rusher. He already has 2 sacks and 7 quarterback hits this season. And he's playing on an awful Tennessee Titans defense, which he's kind of doing alone. The team is 0-4. That's great. Another reason. That's another reason why I feel like they could potentially look to shop some players earlier. It feels looks like Brian Callahan is also on the hot seat. A possible reset could be coming under new GM Mike Bergzani. To do that, he'll need a draft capital, and he and Ryan Poles worked together in Kansas City for years. So there's that connection here. This is why I think this is the biggest one here. Yeah, and then working out a deal for Simmons wouldn't be too difficult given their history. So the biggest challenge, though, in this one is the financials. Simmons carries a $22.9 million salary cap hit that goes up to $25 million next year and $28 million in 2027. The good news is the Bears would control him for the next 2.5 seasons. They have some possible moves they can make to clear cap space, some extensions as well. You know how the cap is a myth, in my opinion. There's guys that are wizards, and that's what they brought. That's what they're getting paid to do in regards to maybe bringing in a player with this type of price tag. So it's an interesting discussion. It's the one that I really like outside of maybe making a move for a running back, maybe to pair with DeAndre Swift. But I want to talk about Jeffrey Simmons right now. What are your thoughts on this, Fick? First of all, is it a possibility in your mind, or is this kind of far-fetched?
I mean, anything's possible in the NFL, right? There's nothing. If Micah Parsons get traded from the Cowboys, any trade can happen. Like, you know what I mean? If that can happen, then anything. Most all the other situations are going to be more likely than seeing your star player in their prime get traded. So anything is possible in the NFL. The big thing is the connection, right? They both work together in Kansas City. That's huge, right? As we know, a lot of times with these trade partners and whatnot, when you see the behind the scenes, a lot about is like how these people have relationships because they feel like they're not going to dupe the other guy over, right? So that does give a little bit of hope. He is 28, which isn't bad, right? A lot of these defensive tackles, he's a 3 tech. I think there's a question here about that. They last longer. You look at like Chris Jones, who's obviously a beast, but even Aaron Donald, the 30, he was still performing just fine. But when you look at the timeline of Tennessee, that doesn't line up, right? By the time Tennessee gets good, if they ever get good, Jeffrey Simmons is going to be like 31, 32. Let's be real, right? As Cam Ward said it, that team is ass right now. His words, not mine. So what does it make sense for the Bears to make that trade? I would think so. I mean, if we look at his PFF stuff here, right? Well, not even his grades, but just looking at his overall stats, 40 sacks in his 6-7 year career. Pretty good for a 3-tech. Let's see. He's had 40 quarterback hits. He's had 205 quarterback hurries. I mean, he's getting a lot of pressure for an interior guy. And his grades also fare out well. Last year, 80.4 defensive grade, which is really good for PFF. Anything above a 75, I'm going to say you're playing within the second team all pro level, right? Because 75 is probably good, and everything below that is kind of like average to below average. So he's 75.1 this year, 80.4 last year. He had a down year in 2023, but 2022, 81.1, 83.3 in 2020. So this guy is obviously a impactful player. And if you remember last year when we played Tennessee, we were getting destroyed in that game, and we barely won it. Thank you, Will Levis. But we were getting destroyed because of Jeffrey Simmons and the defensive tackle they got last year, Tavondre Sweat, I believe, who it was. They were destroying our interior offensive line, which was obviously a weakness of ours. But we saw it play out and how big of an impact it can have. And we've talked about it. This team's biggest weakness is the defensive line. It has the lowest pressure rate in the NFL, and I think it has the lowest sack rate. I think we have like a total of 3 to 4 sacks in total, and that is not good overall. So making a trade for a unit that is obviously your weakest, and as you know, I love the trenches, I am all in on this move. Also, this year he's playing pretty well. He started off a little bit slower. Week 1 kind of didn't have a great game, but week 2, he had 2 quarterback hits. Week 3, he had 3 hurries, no quarterback hits. And then in week 4, he had 3 hurries, 1 sack, and a couple hits as well. And he has 2 sacks on the season already. So in 4 games, he would already be the sack leader on the Chicago Bears. So, you know what I mean? Like, again, the bar's low because our defensive line hasn't really done much. But would this be an upgrade to our unit? Absolutely. So anytime you're making a trade and the person has been consistent over a long amount of time, I'm going to be okay with you making that trade because you have shown me that consistently this is kind of who you are. So even a down year of Jeffrey Simmons, that's still going to be an upgrade, I'm sorry, over Grady Jarrett and Javon Dexter as of now. So I think it's always a good piece to have something like that. Now, it's going to come down to compensation. A second's kind of high. I totally understand it. But if the impact wins you more games, then who cares about a second-round pick, in my opinion, right? He's 28, which isn't super old. It's not super young, but it's definitely doable within the winning window because he'll probably be at the tail end when we're in true competition. And so that's fine. And again, you'll have 2 years of guaranteed, so you can really get rid of him before he hits 31. So I'm totally fine with that move. A third would probably be more favorable in my opinion. But again, if you're going to get an impact player and it's going to upgrade your team, then what is a second round pick? Because the thing with picks are we love them because of what they can be, but as you know, a lot of these picks don't actually end up being what they are. And so I'd rather have a known commodity, knowing what it is in Jeffrey Simmons, than taking a risk on a second round pick, which honestly you could miss on. So, right, that could be your Shamar Turner, which I'm not saying Shamar couldn't be a Jeffrey Simmons, right? Still a lot of time to tell, but that's what you're weighing here. You see what I'm saying? You know what you have versus, well, let's see what we can get.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Simmons he was picked round 1, 19 overall in the 2019 draft. We got Shamar Turner, second rounder. That would be best case scenario for him if he can turn into something like what Simmons has become. I mean, the 14 sacks really stands out in 2021.
He went crazy that year.
For an interior defensive lineman, it's just quite insane. How many pressures did he have? I'm just trying to take a look here. He had 66 total pressures in 2021. And I know that's about 4 years away, 4 years ago. But it's quite impressive. I don't know if I would give up a second rounder, but you gave up a second for Montez Sweat. You gave up a second for Chase Claypool. It's just the history in giving up that capital has not been kind to Chicago, at least since Ryan Poles has gotten here. Mm-hmm. If you can get away with like a third, or maybe like pair a couple picks or even a player with like a third or fourth, I think it would be a little bit more ideal. But he's, like I said, 6'4", he's 28 years old. He just turned 28 in July. I think there was a lot of good play ahead of him. And
I
then
think so. He's got at least 2 to 3 years of consistent, good play.
And giving up a second for the price tag that would come with is just it's a little much, especially if the Tennessee's 0-4 and they're looking to maybe reset like the report had suggested. I think that there's a little bit of leverage that Ryan Poles could utilize there in regards to, hey, you're 0-4. You're going to probably fire your head coach. Let's be a little more realistic here, right?
Well, I wonder too with that contract of about 26 mil, right? We know it's going to increase year over year to 20, up to 28, I believe is what you said from the article. So if it depends on who's eating the money, I wonder if we eat more of the money, can we then only give up a third round? Because sometimes you see that, right? Who's going to end up eating the dead cap? If we take on the full contract, which I think we can do, it would put us definitely in a tight spot for this year in cap space. But if we eat up that contract for this year, maybe you can turn that into a third round pick, right? And so I would be a little bit more comfortable with that. But again, I'm not going to be upset if you're making moves to better your team, right? A trade is always worth it if the player is impactful. It doesn't matter what you give up. If the player makes your team better, you win the trade. But that's the risk in it all. Does it make your team better? It should on paper, but you just don't know. And it happens all the time.
So let me ask you this, Vic. With Jeffrey Simmons, are you comfortable making that trade now? Or would you prefer to wait? Let's go through this next 5-game stretch or 4-game stretch before the trade deadline. And if the Bears go, which we can bring up their next 5 games, say they go 4-1 somehow. I mean, you're looking at a potential, probably division title right there. That's what you're gunning for, depending on how everything plays out with the rest of the division and of course the wild card. But are you comfortable making this trade now, or do you want to give it another month?
Get close. Yeah, you got to give it close to the deadline, in my opinion. Also, that's when teams are going to be more desperate around then, right? Because if things aren't going in their way for Tennessee, where they're not getting as much calls as what they expect, there's a risk too. It might be his price goes up as well. But I would probably give it a little bit more time. Let's see. Because again, we've gone through 1 quarter of football. If we can get 2 more weeks of data points, also think about this. I think Austin Booker comes back. He'll be off IR. Isn't that correct? He was on the 4-week IR, short-term IR. So I think he'll be back. Grady Jarrett will probably be healthy.
Booker?
Yeah, Austin Booker. Yeah. He hasn't played yet. And then you have Grady Jarrett that'll be coming back, TJ Edwards and Kyler Gordon, right? So let's give 2 weeks to figure out, hey, does this defense look better, right? Because obviously it's a team sport. So when your secondary is better, your defensive line's better and vice versa, right? And same with your linebackers and everything in between. So let's maybe get a couple more data points and see, are things starting to trend up? Is it a need or is that more of a luxury? If it is a need, then I'm more in line with making the trade. If it's a luxury, then maybe you should hold off and then worry about drafting next year.
I'm with you on that, Vic. I think you just wait a little bit. I think the biggest thing there is the leverage that you'd have at the deadline. I think that's so important. I want to get to this question here. I know we're going to wait, but we have Sweetness 34 on YouTube with a super chat.
Shout out. I think this is the Patreon, Daniel Jones. It is. So I just want to make it.
Oh, love it.
Shout out to him. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. He goes, hey, gents, love Simmons and kind of aligns with my question. How do you think we can improve our run defense with the roster currently? Shout out to you, Daniel. Again, thank you for joining the Patreon. You can check that out. Actually, we'll get to that here in a little bit, but definitely want you guys to look into our Patreon. It's been growing. It's a lot of fun, and it's an easy way to support the channel. But this is a great question because I think you kind of talked about it, Ficky, where we might be getting some help here with Austin Booker, just overall our corners getting healthy too. But I'll let you kind of take this one, Vic. Start.
I would have thought with the addition of Grady Jarrett, the run defense wouldn't have been as abysmal. At least like a
he was out last week.
He was. It's true. It is true. So that definitely played a part.
And Genty probably popping off for what he did. I'm not saying the 160 is a race, but there's probably some of those plays where Grady makes an impact.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I thought Billings would. I'm going to have to look into Billings and see how he's been performing. I know he's not the starter he is once Jarrett's out, but I'm just a little bit surprised. Also, I noticed in last game, after having a great performance from Tremaine Edmonds in the week 3 game, and week 4, it looks like he was not well in his run fit protection, but also that goes into, his run fit scheme. So that means he wasn't hitting the right holes, but also that goes into having TJ Edwards back. Right? Because look, the run game starts with your defensive lineman, right? Especially your 3 tech and your 1 tech plugging those gaps. But then it falls back onto your linebackers who then have to identify their gap scheme and then hit it and then, tackle a running back. So I feel like the issue is a twofold where you have injuries, especially TJ Edwards on the backside, which plays a big deal, even though Noah Sewell has been pretty decent in the run. And then you have the interior defensive line, which has been a weakness for this team for the past 2 years. So can it get better? Absolutely. I don't know if it can go from where it's at now to being a top 15 unit with the roster. Probably not. And that's why someone like Jeffrey Simmons could have an impact to do that. I'm sorry. You bring Jeffrey Simmons in here, your run defense gets significantly better just for him being on the field. People are going to have to account for him, and he's going to be taking on double teams like a mofo. So, there's always moves that can be made, acquisitions that can be made. Obviously, getting health back for your team is going to be impactful. But as of right now, I think this team's ceiling for the run defense is not going to be that high. It's just going to be the weakness of the team, because that's what we've kind of seen through 4 weeks. And there's not anything that's instilling faith and confidence that it will get better from the players that we have there, unless just out of nowhere people start breaking out, and having breakthrough performances. But I don't necessarily see that being the case. That's more of an outlier happening than what will happen. So,
yeah. So we have Andrew. So Grady Jarrett, there's a question: how much of an impact do you think Grady has made on the field? I think it goes above what his stats are showing. He missed last week, and I think that you saw the impact that he does have. Where you can, I'm not saying the Bears' run defense has been stellar, but I don't think it's as bad as it was against Genty, who I think is also a generational back. Slow start to the season. He got right in Chicago. Grady Jarrett, I think he takes up a lot of space. He's menacing, man. You saw against the Cowboys that one clip. I posted it where he just destroys the center, just throws him on his ass. It's that type of play. Sure, he didn't get a sack or anything there. He actually got a penalty because of I think it was hit Dak Prescott's legs.
The low hit. Yeah, I remember that.
Kind of soft, but it is what it is with the quarterback. So I think his presence alone, his leadership out there is just so important. And I think it's going to be good to get him back, hopefully after the bye. It's a good question. You talked about Andrew Billings. He only has 1 pressure on the season, 4 tackles. He has played 4 games, 101 total snaps. He has a 59.4 PFF grade on defense, 62.8 grade on run defense. And then, so it hasn't been like eye-popping right now.
Well, he's not. He's a gap eater. Like that's what Billings is. He's a 1 tech that's supposed to take on the double teams, and then everyone else are going to make the play. So his role is never going to be stat popping, right? So the problem is you would have to look at the tape and see, is Billings, doing his responsibilities and then it's the back end that's not.
I just need him to be a little bit more disruptive. That's what I would like. And I think missing Grady last week.
I feel like, though, he did good against not last week, but the week against the Cowboys. I feel like Billings had a couple plays where he wasn't that 4th down he stopped. Was that last?
The
week?
Whole defense was. It was a defense. It was the Cowboys. They were just there. It was great. Now there was some plays like Kevin Byard, I think, is having a great year. Last week against Genty, where he had that huge tackle for loss before the field goal, the game-winning field goal attempt that was blocked by Josh Blackwell. So overall, I think making a deal like this for Simmons would be very, very, very interesting. It's kind of like a high risk, high reward type thing. I think at the end of the day, you're getting a player that has a really good, floor. But man, if you're trading high capital, like a 2nd rounder, and then you're not eating a lot of that contract, it's a little scary. So if they are going to make a deal for like a guy like this, you talked about it, have Tennessee maybe eat a little bit of that contract. Also, really figure out a way to not give up a second round pick. If you can hit 2 of those and maybe give up something else, and the contract looks a little bit different when it's coming to Chicago, I think you're golden there. So.
No, that's true. I wonder where Jeffrey Simmons actually, who are the top interior defensive linemen of the league right now? I wonder how he grades out in the NFL. I'll have to look that up, but I feel like he's got to be top 5 if I'm looking at top interior defensive.
I'll bring it up. I got you right now.
Thank you.
So, defensive interior. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up all 32 teams. We'll do the regular season.
He's top. Yeah, Isaac Everett say he's been top 10 at least. Yeah, no, there's no question. He's been consistently top 10 through his NFL career.
The guy with the most pressures out of all the defensive or interior defensive linemen in the NFL, Jeffrey Simmons leads the NFL with 17 total pressures. Number 1 in the NFL. Kobe Turner from
the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams
Kobe's
is 16.
Yep.
But yeah, you can see here two sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 11 tackles, which I think 11 tackles is top 10. Yeah, top 5 in the league so he is still an elite player. Yeah. I like
definitely worth the trade. Yeah, he's always been there. He's been consistent, right? Unless he has an injury, you know what you're getting out of Jeffrey Simmons. So again, second round, is that too high? I mean, maybe, but is it really if you get the number 1 interior lineman in the NFL?
Yeah. And Zach, he is 28 years old. He just turned 28 in July.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, he still has quite a bit of tread left on those tires in my opinion.
So we could cut him by 30 or like 31. So
yeah, if he's still not, he could still be playing at
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not saying I'm saying on the worst case, it's like you're getting at least 2 years out of him.
Yeah, so. And then when you trade for him, you have him for 2.5 years under contract.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it is what it is. I like that deal. That one's one of the most interesting ones. So let us know what you guys think in the comments on YouTube. If you guys would make a deal, if you would pursue this one, what are you willing to give up for Jeffrey Simmons? What's the highest price tag that you'd play as far as taking on the contract, and then also the draft capital that would perhaps go towards Tennessee along with maybe a player? So love to hear you guys' thoughts. Before we hop into the rest of the show and answer your guys' questions, let's go ahead and get to our first break here, and then we'll get right back to it.
First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the number 1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the number 1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Love it. So that will go. That will finish up kind of the Jeffrey Simmons talk. I think that's one of the most interesting rumors to come out of the bye week, which I understand it is the bye week. So
I missed it. Who was? I think someone asked a question too. Who was the insider that said that, or where did that come from?
Sports Illustrated reported it. Matthew, I think it's Veradum.
Okay. I mean, look, it's SI, so that's fine.
Hold on. Yeah, I can bring it up here. I think I follow him on Twitter.
And then while you do that, I'm just going to answer this question here from Brennan Towery. So, hey, what do you guys think about Kyle Monungai and his future on the Bears roster? I think he should be getting more carries than Swift. Let Caleb throw to Swift in space as a receiver. I mean, he's a rookie 7th-round pick, so obviously he's still learning the NFL. So I don't know if he deserves necessarily more, but I will say Swift has been a better pass blocker. And, if you can pass block, you're going to have more downs and snaps in the NFL. So, again, it's too early to tell. It's week 4 for him in his NFL career. And we know that's just not enough data to determine how good a player is going to be just yet. So, but great.
Yeah. I'm going to share this just so I can I'm not going to try and just do his thing again. It's Matthew, this gentleman right here, NFL staff writer on sportsillustrated.com. He's the one that kind of reported it. I think he had a couple other trades potentially just that would go down that just made sense for different teams. So you can follow him on Twitter. Check it out. Again, I might be butchering his last name there.
Yeah, but fair enough. He got his love.
Actually, we can keep it on that. I'm going to bring it here. This is Even Coffee, the webpage. Again, the link's going to be in YouTube. I think we have a QR code as well that we can throw on the screen. But this is our partnership here with Even Coffee. You can read it. Again, really, really good cause. It's a Chicago company. You get your coffee there. Denali is the founder. And you can check us all out here introducing our partnership with them. So really, really excited. The coffee I've been drinking all morning is fantastic. Also, it is K-Cups. So if you just want to throw it in there, it's super, super simple. They also have, I believe, the blend, like the beans you can do. You can grind them if you prefer your coffee that way. But check out the K-Cups. Super, super convenient. And again, super excited about the partnership with them. And then also, sportsmockery.com. That's what this show is presented by. Both Ficky and I cover the Chicago Bears for them. Check out our articles. We've had quite a bit published this week on sportsmockery.com. And yeah, just excited. A lot of fun content. The Bears are competitive. I think this is one of the most fun times of the year when the Bears are still in it and the season
in the hunt, right? Your season's not over yet. Thank God. Oh my goodness. So
yeah, super, super stoked about that. But check out our work over there. And now let's get back to the show. So Vic, before we hop into these questions, anything else you kind of want to that's on your radar that you want to talk about?
We talked about Sports Mockery because I have an article coming out because, again, we started off the show saying, hey, there's some good college football games on today. I'm going to be dropping an article of 5 players you should watch out for. And just to give a little tidbit, there's one guy, which I know we probably won't get unless we're awful. But my God, we're talking about the defensive line. If you could get me Ruben Bain on Miami, game over. That man is a disruptor. Like, his bend for his size is incredible. I think the problem is I've been watching too much of him now, but like realistically, unless we're garbage, right? Which I hope is not the case. There's no way we're getting that guy, but there's definitely a lot of good players to watch out for. You know, a couple like if you're watching college football today, let's look for some of the top safeties like Caleb Downs. He'll probably be a little bit too early too, but offensive tackles, there's a lot of good ones out there like Spencer Fano from Utah. But yeah, just look kind of for the weaknesses that we have on our team: defensive line, defensive tackle, offensive tackle, and safety. Even though safety, maybe not if Kevin keeps playing how he plays, but just some good slate of football games today. I will be dropping that article right after the show, so just stay tuned for that.
I don't know if I would go safety right now. If Brisker can continue to stay healthy the rest of this year, and then Kevin Byard, I would bring him back. He's still playing. He's still got it.
This is his last year, right? Last year of his contract?
Yeah. Yep. I think they can, but I think he wants to stay in Chicago. I think he truly does. Sure. And then also, I mean, you got to see this one out because Caleb and those guys in a couple years.
You need a leader too. Yeah, you need a leader too. And so he's definitely a leader of the team. So, I mean, he's a captain. So again, it's all about the performance with him because he's definitely in year 10. But if his performance is up there like it is now, and he had a great year last year, if it doesn't look like it's falling off drastically, what's another year extension, 1 year extension, 2-year deal where you can cut off the back half if needed? Why not? But yeah, I agree with you. That's definitely not as big as a need as you, but you still need just a little bit of youth back there.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about the draft yet, but it is super exciting.
Look, we don't know where we're going to fall, but I'm trying to get in earlier so I can see what type of players possibly could pop their head.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping you don't have to worry about like top 10 picks. Come on, Chicago. Let's win some games, but
I hope not
for football.
So let's get to some of these questions. I sent out or just asked for you guys to send them in. I know we got a couple on YouTube. You can still send them in on YouTube right now if you'd like to comment. So go ahead and comment. Hit that like button before you do. We appreciate it. We have almost 3,500 across all platforms watching on a Saturday morning. We appreciate that love. But let's get to them. So bi-week questions. This one is from I don't even know. Should I just share my screen here?
Yeah, we can do the share.
Yeah, let's do that. Cool. I don't want to butcher these names. That's probably my biggest downfall, honestly, is unable to. Yeah. Let me share my screen. You guys have a ton of them on Twitter. And again, of course, we have the ones that we're going to get to as well. Let's see here. So right here, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. On Twitter, AMATHUR25, which I've seen a lot of your comments, so I appreciate the love and support. Before the season started, did you think the Bears would make the playoffs? Has your stance changed after the first 4 weeks? This is a great question.
It is.
Really like this one. Vic, do you mind if I take it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So just to be honest, yes, I did think the Bears had a chance at making the playoffs. It's like a mix of I want them to, and I believe they can, but that's just the optimism that comes at the start of every season. Winning the Raiders game, I know for a fact, bumped up their odds almost like 10% to make the playoffs. So
it's like 20%.
The fact they won that game, they gutted out and won a game that many people are already saying is like, we don't usually win those, especially over the last 5 years. So to win a game like that on the road, it shows me I think they're going to be competing for that wild card spot. I think the division is going to be tough, but I think a wild card is something you want to be in the hunt for. I know we laugh about it being in that graphic, but that graphic means a lot to me, especially when you're not at the bottom, but like you're a game away. I don't want to be I hate the graphic now where they include like everybody that it's not, if you're not statistically eliminated you're on that graph, and I don't like that. I want to be like a game behind, or just really competing for that final wild card spot, or maybe getting the top wild card. So for me, it has not changed, but it almost did. If we would have lost against the Raiders, I would have said, okay, 1-3, here we go again. So Vic, where's your stance?
I'll keep mine short here. It's a very week by week basis, right? So at start of the season, obviously you're very optimistic. You're on hopium and all this faith in the team, but it's all dependent on how your team has looked. Now, I've talked about this. I like to grade the season based off quarters, right? Of the season, which actually I have an article out on Sports Mockery where I did give grades for all the units based off the first quarter of the season. But I feel better because through the first 4, you're 500. And if you're 500 through all 4, like if you end up being 9-8, that's honestly a big improvement for this team. And that statistically gets you in the playoff hunt, right? That's 1 game away. Like 10 wins is almost your playoff in. And there's tons of 9-8 teams that make it each year. So if you can keep that up, they've done everything they've needed to so far. They should have been 3-1, sure, but they also could have lost to the Raiders. At the end of the day, they're 2-2. And I will take that for the first start of the season with a new head coach, new offense, new defense, all this in between. So muted.
Love it.
No, it's all good.
Next question, J_Arthur on Twitter. Also, if Caleb Williams' season were a Chicago food, is he more deep dish, big deal, messy but worth it, or Italian beef, flashy, spicy, and sometimes sloppy, or something else?
That's a great question. That's a good one.
Thank you, JR, for that. This is a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I would probably go Italian beef if I'm picking from the 2, because he's definitely flashy. That's why you picked him number 1. This dude makes, especially with throwing on the run, he's already a top 5 quarterback throwing on the run, in my opinion. We've seen it so many times where he just throws beautiful balls on the run. But sometimes he's a little sloppy, and we've seen that as well, right? His decision-making sometimes is a little sloppy. Last year, a lot of times his feet were horrible, and so he was sailing balls left and right. We talked about it. His deep ball last year just disappeared, and that was never an issue with him in college. And luckily this year, that doesn't seem to be a problem. His deep ball accuracy actually has been pretty good. Actually, I think it's been in like the top echelon. So, a young quarterback, so there's nothing perfect about him, but you drafted him because he's flashy and spicy. But with that, you're going to have sloppy play, and that happens sometimes. It's what big risk, or what's a home run or nothing, basically home run or strikeout type of player. He's kind of been that guy, and we're trying to get him a little bit more to like, here's the check downs, here's that, which we've seen this year, which is good. But he used to be, right? We talked about last year, hero ball. Yeah. Don't play hero ball. And so I think that's why I put him more in the Italian beef.
Okay. I'm going to just for the I don't think he's deep dish. It's a staple. I mean, it's a big deal. Everyone wants to try it. I'm going to go Chicago style hot dog. I'm going to change it up. Vienna beef hot dog. You got a variety of toppings that come with it. You can change it, mix and match. I think the Bears are winning in different ways. And Caleb's a big part of that too. I think it's just, you get everything, right? It's a staple, Chicago style. No ketchup, of course, which for me, I think Caleb has so many just good traits about him that we haven't seen from a Chicago quarterback that it's unique. And he changes really just every game the way, like last week, it wasn't flashy. He didn't have the 4 touchdowns, right? No, instead he was composed. First of all, the picture that was released between him and Ben Johnson, I guess the fan caught the conversation before the game-winning drive.
I didn't see that.
Remained under pressure. But I just think if I'm gonna try and switch it up outside of the Italian beef and deep dish, maybe Chicago style. Also, we got free hot dogs, right?
We did. Well, we didn't, but yeah, they did.
Yeah. So I love it. I think that's what I'll go with there. But I don't think you can go wrong with any of it. I know. But that's a great question. I love it so far this season.
Yeah, that's a creative ass question. I love that, Jay Arthur. That was dope.
Yeah. Let's go to Matt here on Twitter. Why isn't DJ in the slot on 30 to 40% of snaps? Get your 3 best wide receivers on the field.
You know what? I'm going to have to look into that. I thought going into the season, I thought DJ was going to be more the slot guy. And I think he actually has been when you look at his career snap location. Like, I think he's playing more slot this year than he's played before, at least on the Bears. I don't know the actual data, but we'll have to look into that, Matt. But also, let's be real.
I got it. That data.
Okay, perfect. So let me finish this here, and I would love to hear what you got there. But let's also be real. We've talked about it with this team, right? There's so many weapons. You have DJ Moore. You have Rome Odunze. You have Luther Burden. You have Colston Loveland. You have Cole Kmet. And you also have Smythe, right? So there's been multiple times, especially what we've seen now in the NFL and the trend in the NFL, a lot of 12, 13 personnels. That means you're having less wide receivers on the field. And there's definitely particular packages for certain players. So I get it. Yes, you want Roan to be on the field more, but I can kind of understand why his
Roan or DJ.
DJ. Sorry.
Okay.
DJ on the field more, but I can definitely understand why maybe his numbers have gone down. But that might also, we could see that go up, right? It's still early in the season, figuring out where DJ best fits in this offense. I think we understand how Rome's fitting well in it, but I think there's still some maneuvering that's going to be done by Ben Johnson. But go ahead, Dave. I'd love to see the numbers.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and share this real quick. So we have I pulled up PFF, which I love. Let me see. You can kind of see it here. So if you look at the slot right here in the right, you have Zacchaeus at 68, which is
I totally forgot about Zacchaeus. Duh, he's your main slot guy too.
Yeah. So let me pull it over here. So ranked number 1, he's 68 snaps in the slot, which is 69.4% of the time. Then Rome's 37.3. DJ is actually 35.4% slot percentage, 52 total snaps. Rome has 57. So for me, I think the question was, why isn't he in there 30 to 40 of the snaps?
Looks like
he actually is. And I think Zacchaeus is playing a big role because he is really, really dynamic in there.
But Zacchaeus should be your slot guy. That's literally what he is. He's a slot wide receiver.
And DJ Moore is out 60. So he's out wide 61.2% of the time. And he has to be because he's an elite route runner. I think he's made some really, really good plays as well. And I think we're just scratching the surface with this offense as far as seeing these guys kind of be schemed open and making some more and more plays. And Caleb looks like he's settling down his footwork, and he's a lot more accurate out of these last couple weeks. So what are you going to say?
I also want to say that something that's also pulling those numbers down is DJ's had a couple rushes, right? There's been times he's been on the field, but he's not been lined up as a wide receiver, whether he got the ball or not. I believe in every game so far, in all 4 games, there's been at least 1 to 2 snaps where DJ was lined up as a running back. So, and you could probably look that up too. But yeah, it's like, DJ's been moved all around. And I think Dave, you made a good point, stacking on kind of what I said, is still trying to figure out this offense where people fit in, right? Best places to put them. So I'm not as concerned with DJ Moore's production so far because it's not like he got less talented to where he's not good. It's more of like, okay, Rome is taking a lot of the share. Zacchaeus on third down's taking a lot of the share. And to be honest, the tight ends are taking a decent amount of the share as well, right? Even, Colson Loveland and we got upset with Cole Kmet because he had a decent amount of targets in that game where he was open. It's just he couldn't capitalize on them. So I actually am happy that the ball is getting spread around as much as it is. And I'm glad it's not like, oh, it has to be this connection to, I know Rome's doing well, but even still, that tells me that I have a quarterback that's throwing to the open wide receiver when they're open. That's what I care about, right? This isn't Madden. I don't need a dev trait from these guys breaking stats. I just need him to deliver the ball and get the offense moving. So I don't care who ends up being wide receiver 1 at the end of the season if this offense is humming and winning games. But great question, Matt. We'll have to continue to kind of watch DJ Moore's, snap percentages at position and see how that kind of pans out throughout the rest of the year.
To end it, DJ Moore, he has rushed. He has 6 rushing attempts for 15 total yards, 1 first down. He did have a fumble, 2.5 yards per attempt. So it hasn't been great on the ground. Zacchaeus actually has 2 attempts for 21 yards.
Yeah, he has end arounds.
Yep. So, and he has a first down. And then you have Luther Burden. He has 1 attempt for 7. So these guys are all 3 of them, Burden, Zacchaeus, and DJ Moore, have gotten some snaps. DJ, of course, having 6 total rushing attempts so far through 4 games. I look for that to go up even more. I think Luther Burden, of course, I think has an opportunity to make some plays as well. So his end around, I remember he made a nice little move to get the defender to jump early, dive early, and then I think he ended up getting the first down against, was that Detroit?
Yeah, oh man, that's a blur because that game was.
I think
horrible.
It was Detroit.
Probably,
so
you're probably right.
Okay. Next question: would Edwards be a better fit in the middle and Edmonds at will?
No, I think Edmonds is a bigger body. I think that's better for him to have him in the will. Edwards has such sideline to sideline speed. I think he's better at Sam, in my opinion. And honestly, they would have changed it by now if that was the case. We've seen years and years. These guys, it's not like these guys just start playing with each other. They've been playing 2 years together now. So if there was a switch,
can we get both of those guys on the field now, please?
Yeah.
I want to see this defense, man. I think the run game gets better too with having Edwards back. I mean, he's just sideline to sideline. He's such a good player. We need him back. So hopefully he can return. Which under the radar player will become a key factor in whether the Bears season will be positive or negative moving ahead? This is from Jay Arthur as well on Twitter.
I'll start. Radar. Go ahead, Dave. Yes.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say Tyreek Stevenson. First of all, who thought he would have the extension or the bounce back season that he's having? Of course, the first two weeks in the season, it was brutal. Perfect passer rating when quarterbacks were targeting him. And then now all of a sudden, the final 2 weeks, or the last 2 weeks, he's been probably a top corner in this league. Shut down, making plays. I am very, very excited. I think if he continues to continue to play like this, in the absence of Jalen Johnson,
huge.
It would be such a storyline because the Bears need it. It's not like if he was old Tyreek Stevenson, the Bears are in big, big trouble, especially with Kyler Gordon missing games he hasn't even started yet. So for him to come in, take that leadership role and become a number 1 corner in the last 2 weeks, I'm not saying it's going to stay at this level, but if he can just maintain some sort of in this realm of a guy that you do not want to throw to, it would be great, especially if Gordon gets back. And then we can't rule out Jalen Johnson coming back later in the year, especially if the Bears have something to play for, right? So that's mine. What about yours, Vic?
I'm going to stay on that side of the ball. I'm going to go Gervon Dexter because his impact will help with the run game. And then that interior pressure is huge. That's why we just spent the first half of the show talking about Jeffrey Simmons. So if he can really make that step, that will be very impactful for this defense. Also, before we go to the next one, can we get to our final ad read here?
Yes.
All right. We're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Fire. Also, shout out to our Patreon member, Thomas Whitty, who won the free t-shirt, BFR t-shirt today. So shout out to you as well. And if you want to win free merch, you can always join our Patreon, the BFR Den on Patreon. Let's get back to the show, though.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and go to our normal format, Fick, if you can. So first of all, we're going to finish up the show with some YouTube questions. If you guys can hit that like button for us before we get out of here. Also, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat right now. We're going to star them and we're going to answer every single one right now. And we are like, I think almost 100 subscribers away from 10,000 on YouTube. So if you guys can help us make that just maybe before before next game, we would truly appreciate it. We have a huge giveaway coming for 10,000 subs. So if you're listening to this now live or back, just hit that subscribe button, tell a friend. We appreciate it. So Vic, I think we have quite a few questions here.
So we got Zach Shuga said, looking at the first 4 weeks, how many wins do you think the Bears will have at the end of the season? It's a good question. I'm probably going to still stick with my 9, which was my preseason prediction. I'm going to go with 9 because nothing has really swayed me.
Okay. Let's go through this real quick. You want to go through the schedule?
Yeah, let's do it.
Real quick. So they're 2-2 right now.
Okay.
Ready? Commanders. Yep. Monday Night Football. Win or loss?
I'm going to have to go loss.
I'm going win.
Okay.
Keep track of your own. So I'm at 3-2.
That's right. Yeah.
3-2. Saints Bears.
Win.
Okay. Win as well. This is hard actually.
Yeah, no, I
keep track. So
here, I'm gonna have to pull up the phone because this is gonna be hard on my brain. So
yeah, I'll just got it. So now I had win. So they are 4-2 for me. Bears Ravens. I have loss.
Loss.
Okay.
So I'm at 3-4.
I'm at 4-3. Bears Bengals. Win
because injury.
Yep, 5-3. Giants, Jackson Dart.
Win.
Yep, win. Bears Vikings. That's interesting, huh?
I think we can split them.
Yeah, I think it's a win too. Bears Steelers. Aaron Rodgers potential last game against Chicago.
Oh, man, they've been playing pretty well. I might go a loss there.
Okay. Bears Eagles.
Loss. So I'm at
Bears
6-6.
Packers.
Fucking loss.
Bears Browns.
Win.
Okay. Bears Packers again. I think this one is in Chicago. The second one.
Give me a split. Give me a split. So
Bears 49ers.
Loss.
Bears Lions at the end of the season.
Oh, so I'm at 8-9. But I could see it going 9 or 8.
I'm at 9.
But
yeah.
So overall, I'm still at the 8 to 9 mark is where I'm at. Now things can change. Right? Things can change. A lot of things can happen, but
NFL's crazy.
It is.
I think some of these games are going to be close, and if the ball bounces the right way, you get a block kick, something like that.
Yeah, you never know.
I can see 10 wins.
Look at it. The Cowboys were getting beating their brakes off, and then they literally almost beat the Packers. So you just really never know. But I think on the eye test, we're probably around 8 to 10. Ceiling 10.
The
floor
thing is,
7.
if you're in that range, you're in striking distance to get a wild card spot.
Oh, for sure.
And that's awesome. That's such a difference between, all right, we're looking at the draft board come mid-October to, well, we're still in it come late December, So anyways, that's the schedule. We'll see how it goes. Next question on here.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, we did answer this earlier, Brendan. I forgot that you sent in 2 here, but it was basically about Kyle Monungai. I think it's just too early to tell. 7th round pick.
Well, I like what I see from him sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. He's a hard runner.
I wonder what you see if you get 20 carries from him in a game.
I wonder.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the limitations are probably our run game hasn't worked, so you're not going to no one's getting 20 carries because our yards per carry is so low. So they especially in the second half, they shy away from it because it doesn't work.
But I also wonder with, Theo Benedict, if he's going to be there, or Ozzie, the new tackle.
They could get better.
I mean, running towards, I think you shared a chart, Vic. Where do the Bears run towards?
Darnell Wright.
Yeah. A lot.
That works well.
That's the most successful. The running
right side, basically. Him and Jonah Jackson. The right side, basically the right side, thumbs up. Left side, thumbs down.
That's what I'm saying. So if we can get a better left tackle here, which they've already made that they're going to make that switch.
Which we didn't even talk about. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, it's more of like, thank God, finally.
Grass isn't always greener. I understand the move and I trust the move. I'm not going to be like, oh no, that was a bad decision, but it's not like we're moving in, Trent Williams over there on the left tackle.
Hey, you never know.
Undrafted free agent Theo Benedict. Hey, look, well-deserved to him. Hats off. So I'm hoping for success, but I'm still going to be wary, and that might be a position that we need to address up here in the draft. But okay, great question, Brennan. We got Squeege here on YouTube said, is Booker coming back too? We did talk about that. He should be. He at least will be off the 4-week IR. Is he healthy enough to play? I don't know. Will they need to do a ramp-up period? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, a bye week kind of came at the right time, so maybe.
Yeah. I think Booker coming back I think it's going to be great. I think his motor, it's like a discount or off-brand Max Crosby as far as his motor goes. And
size too. He's pretty big.
And we were excited about him. He had a good preseason. I know he had a great preseason last year, but perhaps this one would have been different if he doesn't get injured. I'm really, really hoping he can come back and really just hit the ground running. I'm not saying all pro or anything like that, but just meaningful snaps, help bring some energy too, right? Maybe on third down. So I'm excited to see what he can perhaps bring to this Bears defense too, with everybody getting back. Kyler Gordon, TJ Edwards, Grady Jarrett coming back. This defense, yes, it's been poor at times, but I think we just haven't seen them at full strength yet. So,
well, we definitely haven't. I mean, TJ basically Kyler have been out since the start of the season. So, good question. Those more. Yeah, Isaac Everett here says Simmons for Montez. Maybe that's not going to happen. They need more talent. They don't. Removing Montez does not make your team better. And I know Montez only has 1 sack. Really, he should have 2 because that penalty got negated. But I'm pretty sure he leads the team in pressures. So moving your only decent, right? Maybe not great, maybe not good. If you want to argue, that's fine. But removing your only or your top performer, I should say, and switching him out for someone else, that makes no sense. But I get what you're trying to do there. But I think the hate on Montez just because of the money you're given is a little bit higher. But the D-line is giving him literally no help in any sort of way. So same issues as last year. Okay, here's a question from, appreciate it though, Isaac. Great question. Joe Powell on YouTube said, how is Hippolyte looking? I'll make this quick. Special teams. And that's what you're expecting. So he's a good special teams guy, and he'll have to develop his skills. He's going to be a project, but he's not going to be.
He's contributing a little.
Yeah, but he's not. You're not getting much, which is fine. He was drafted in the 5th round for a reason. Okay, here we go. We got Zach Sugar again on Facebook said, I think Simmons would help our team, but who slides over or who goes to the bench?
I think that just determines on what you're giving. If you don't give up a player, everyone just gets pushed down a bit.
Well, the defensive line is very much rotation. Like all defensive lines in the NFL is very much people getting rotated depending on the down, the yardage.
Dexter, Javon Dexter probably isn't starting because he's starting right now, right? So it would be Grady Jarrett and Jeffrey Simmons. It would be
but it'd be a good mix. You're going to see plenty of Javon.
Yeah.
Whatnot, but
and you could, that's the thing with these guys. I hope that would be really cool if you can get him for a really good deal. That'd be fun.
Yeah, look, he's a top player.
We just got to see these guys. Hopefully the Bears win. If they go 3-1, this trade deadline is going to be so fun because there's going to be a lot of possibilities. Teams are really going to truly be out. The season's going to be over, right? Some people might even be 0 wins still, like the Titans, or even the Saints, right? Alvin Kamara, I know he has a no trade clause, but that's interesting. Probably maybe to explore if the Bears make some noise.
Yeah, look at his cap
next 4 games.
Yeah, his cap's pretty expensive too.
They'll eat it though. Yeah.
For sure. This is a funny one. Speaking of running backs, Ron Winarski on YouTube said, "Can this D-Lineman play running back too?" We don't have any of those. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we want Jeffrey Simmons running the ball unless on the 1 yard line. Isaac here again said, "Do you guys think our best game could be against the Commanders?" I mean, anything's possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I hope so.
For sure.
This
offense hasn't even had like a crazy. I mean, I know Caleb had 4 touchdowns, but it wasn't like they had tons of yardage, to be honest. So, yeah, it's definitely possible. And then I think another one here from Isaac said, "Which difficult team do you guys think will have the best performance again?" So, kind of going off the last question he asked: Washington, Baltimore, Philly, Lions, or Packers? Do you have another game in mind? Very hard to predict.
No, yeah. Let's just say, let me answer it this way. Which ones do I hope? I would love to see. I think Baltimore might be a little bit easier than we think, except for Lamar Jackson. If he's there, he's just a pain, especially because we don't see him a lot. But I would see, as far as like what I hope is those Packers games. They're late in the season. They're going to mean a lot, or they should be, as far as win or loss and where you're at in the standings. So those are the ones. Those two, to be able to win both of them would be ideal, but to split them, I think, would be a win too. So,
yeah, those would be huge, right? We always talk about you want to get hot at the end of the season, and you basically play the Packers back to back. So it's Packers, some of them between, and then Packers again. So that's gonna be a very good one for me. The one that probably have the best opportunity to do so is honestly Baltimore and Washington. Those two teams. Well, Baltimore's defense right now, and it could get better. But it's one of the worst defenses in the NFL, if not the worst. They've allowed 30.
Roquan's hurt.
Yeah, Roquan's hurt. They've allowed, listen to this, Dave. This is crazy. They've allowed 30 points in every game this year. 30 points. That's a lot. To put that in perspective, the Bears have only done that once, and that was they got stomped against the Lions. Like their defense has been abysmal, and that's why they're 1-3. But yeah, the offensive side we have to worry about. The Ravens' offense is still going to be there. And Washington's defense is not that great either. It wasn't that great last year. They got some pieces this year, but it's still their weakness of their team. Okay, Tony here on Twitter said, "Do you guys think the Bears will trade for a running back or sign one in free agency?" If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say they're probably going to draft one next year. I don't even think free agency is going to be the move. I think there could be a midseason trade, especially if it just depends if they're winning. If they win a few games and they're in the hunt and they're making progress and there is an actual pathway towards the playoffs, I think there's definitely going to be a move, whether it's for a running back or defensive help. There's going to be a move. Yep. Okay, and then final question here, also from Twitter. We got Ryan Miller. What's your opinion on Dayo Odengbo? I always mess it up. Odengbo.
Gosh, he had a great week 1.
He sure did.
But since then, need more.
Yikes.
Need more. It's still 4 games in. Let's see it through.
A lot can change. Again, it's very early. A lot can change, but he's had one really good game, and then the rest have kind of been like, where is he? So not that great. Okay, that's all the questions. Appreciate y'all sending them in. Obviously, bye week, so not much from a game perspective to talk about, but we will close out the show here in a second. I want to give a shout out to our Hall of Fame, to our Patreon members as well here, and then checking to see no voicemails. So yeah, we'll just get to the shout outs here. And before we actually do that, we did have also one shout out from Kyler, who's a hashtag OG, excuse me, with the bear down. Appreciate that, Kyler. You've always been an OG of the show. And if you want to shout out for any of the shows, like we said in our first ad read, always give a hashtag OG New Face Gang. If this is your first time watching, we always give you a shout out. So while I go through this Patreons, if you go ahead and get those OGs in there, our New Face Gang, we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show coming up here in a couple minutes. All right, let's get to our Hall of Fame Patreon members real quick. I got to give a shout out to Michael BH from across the pond. We got Gage in here as well. Appreciate you. Phil the Fourth. Appreciate you. Michael Berry Sr. Angie Wright as well. Daniel Jones. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And also being from you and Michael being from across the pond. That's awesome. Thomas, shout out to you as well because you won the merch giveaway on the Patreon this month that we actually announced today. Tito as well. And then Dave as well. Also nice meeting you, Dave, and Daniel on our Hall of Fame private Zoom call, monthly call last week. And again, if you want to be a part of those Zoom calls, we get to talk to me and Dave and all other Patreon members. We do them every month, $10 a month. You can go to the BFR Den on Patreon and you can join there. But also, you don't necessarily have to just join the $10 tier. If you want to get a bunch of great features, you can join our Rookie Grizzly tiers. We love them just as much. Like Alex, who's probably lifting as we speak. We got Chris in here who won a free hat last month. Ethan, Caleb, and Jason. Shout out to all of y'all. Y'all are also fantastic. And again, the Patreon's got a bunch of dope stuff in there. Also, you get access to some of our private channels in the Discord as well. And you should join the Discord as well. It's free. We have competitions going on there weekly. We have a weekly game prediction competition where you're going to win a gift card to our merchandise store or to the BFRstore.com. And we've already given away 2 winners from the past 2 weeks. I think Jay Ramez was the winner from last week. So shout out to you. And if you join the Patreon, we also have private Patreon competitions as well, where you can win some free shit. And we're doing a big giveaway at the end of the year for the final winner in that competition. So we have a bunch of cool shit going on at Bears Film Room. Again, this is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. So we're trying to give y'all all the coolest shit, cool merch, free giveaways. We do jersey giveaways all the time on Twitter as well. So follow Dave and I on there. We're just trying to give you a bunch of awesome, dope shit because we are fans like y'all. We go through the highs and lows like y'all do. So we want to make sure we put you guys first. And that's why Bears Film Room is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. So we appreciate literally every single one of you. And speaking of every single one of you, I did see a couple more OGs come in here. So let me go ahead and start those real quick. We got Isaac Everett on YouTube with the hashtag OG. Plastic Rockets with the hashtag OG. Bear Down and Coffee. Shout out to Even Coffee. And appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Plastic Rockets. I'm pretty sure there was some more that I thought I missed. Maybe let me check here real quick. Yeah, here we go. We got Amon on YouTube with the hashtag OG Bear Down. Appreciate that. And then Kevin Coppernall on YouTube as well with the hashtag OG. Again, thank you guys. We would not be able to do this show without you. We're really trying to build this thing for y'all because we want to give you the ultimate fan experience that Dave and I would want if we were on the other side. So, and again, we are fans, so this is the stuff we'd want to have. So we're going to keep providing and keep building on that and make sure we put you guys first. So for the last time, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, Bears Film Room, #1 show for the fans, by the fans. All right. Back to you.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say is, again, our partnership with Even Coffee, a Chicagoland coffee shop or Chicago coffee shop, local. It supports mental health as well. We're super, super stoked to partner with them. Great coffee. Had it this morning. If you want to, again, check them out, website. You can even go to their shop in Chicago, or you can just order your K-Cups for Even Coffee and use code BFR for $5 off. Super, super, super stoked about it. Again, can't reiterate it enough as far as just being able to partner with them for a really, really great cause. So Cubs play here in about an hour or so, hour and 15. So hopefully we can have, some more Cubs playoff baseball. We'll be back probably early mid next week to preview the Monday night game against the Commanders. This is a big one. I mean, it's very similar to last year in regards to the Bears being 4-2. I think you win this one. I think it's just huge. Continues that momentum that they have right now as they have a two-win game streak going. So shout out to you guys. A lot of people have subscribed already. We're getting close to 10,000 subs. There is a giveaway. So check out all of our socials at BFR_pod to kind of get notified about what that is. It is going to be massive. We are so stoked to be at 10,000. So we're getting there, a couple more or a few more away. But that's about all I have, Fick. Anything else before we head out of here?
Enjoy your weekend, everyone. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. Bear down.
Peace.